Hey everyone, welcome to the video here, all about why you should meditate. I'm Brian Jacobson and I'm a mind trainer. What I do is I train people's minds to work more effectively, learning about awareness, meditation here, using imagination, life force, creative energy, and much more. But let's dive into main reasons for why you should meditate and what you can get from that practice. So I've meditated for about 20 minutes on average, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter for the last 10 years. I do so in the morning, sometimes in the midday, also before going to sleep. Now, here are my experienced results, and I want to share that with you to encourage you to start a meditation practice. So first, meditation, what is it, right? It's paying attention to that which flows effortlessly and is here and now. So quite simple, direct, observing. We're going to get more into that, but let's just look first into why you should meditate. Why meditate? What is the idea of mainly sitting still and not doing anything? What can we get of benefits? Well, what I've come across is I get an increased awareness of the cause and effect. It's easier for me to notice when I've eaten something, how it goes in the stomach and how my energies are afterwards. It's easier for me to become aware of what thoughts did I pay attention to during my day, and how did that affect my mood? How did that affect my behavior? Or maybe there are some incidents in that day, and how did that affect me? How did I choose to respond? And as I meditate, I become more aware of what's going on, both in my past, but also right here, right now. So it's not like I sit down meditating and that's the only time I get the benefits. I get them into my day as well. So I learned to connecting the dots. First point over here. The next thing is I noticed an improved rest. So simply by sitting still for about 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, there's a better rest. Not only at that time, but also throughout the day. I'm training my body and mind to slow down, right? So improved sleep as well, and also emotional well-being. There's more space in my experience, more space for everything to happen. There's of course an increased awareness. I notice more, becoming still, and you can try it out right after the video here. Just notice what you start to pay attention to in your environment, in your body, in your mind. There's an increased awareness going on there. Oh, sorry. There's a decrease in my stress levels. I'm not saying they're going to vanish completely, and stress is actually quite healthy in small doses, but there's a decrease in the anxiety part, right? The stress, the overwhelm, where we start overthinking. And why is that? It's not like it's not happening, but I'm quicker at noticing, observing my mind and seeing, hey, that way, that pathway, what I'm putting my attention to, I don't want to go there. And that goes for the same when we stop by Facebook, right? When we start noticing the pattern of going on Facebook, letting the mind just indulge in the new and the new and the new post and the next post, but not really having an agenda, no clear intention, mind wandering, also called like that. I've noticed that I know myself better, what I want, my desires, my needs, what's good for me, where I want to go, what I like to do, what I love to do, how I love to do it, and how to bring more of that into my daily activity. I see an improvement in communication and also self-awareness. Self-awareness not meaning only feeling the body and mind, but also the more subtler things like what really motivates me in the morning. What priorities do I have on a higher level? Why am I here? What am I doing? Why am I making this video here? So there's a better knowledge or knowing myself better. There's an improved balance and confidence. Also, I see an improvement in my learning and memory, starting to seeing things one time. Doing the meditation, it's like everything just gets integrated, just gets stored. easy to pick up again and know where things are. So that's some of the reasons you might also want to start meditating if you like some of these results. But there's 1,000 more reasons, okay? You know, improved sex, deeper intimacy, less identified with mind and body. Believe me, that drama with mind and body, you don't want it. Enjoying simple things more, right? Simply having a glass of water, breathing, talking, listening to people, the ability to fly over drama, not getting entangled with every little thing going on in the world, in the news, in our friendships, relationships, and just even in our own minds. Effortless joy, walking around suddenly seeing, you know, joy just burst through. That one is particularly enjoyable. Less fear and more love. So the practice of meditation, and let's look into what that really is, okay? Helps with these things. Seems a little bit unbelievable. Let's look into it. How to meditate. Try it out right now. Have a long, deep breath. That's how you relax the body. Let go on the exhalation. Have another deep breath. And relax on the exhalation. Raise your spine. And with meditation, you can sit or lay. I prefer sitting when I meditate, mainly because I have a tendency of falling asleep if I'm laying down. So pay attention to that. Meditation is not sleeping, it's an alert, focused state. We want to allow the energy to flow freely in the body. So start to sit so you can relax in the shoulders, in the neck. It might feel like you are using an effort to do so, but you'll notice when you meditate for a longer time that sitting like that is much more effortless than when you have a crunched back or you're tightening up with your shoulders. You'll notice these things when you start meditating longer periods, that it's actually more effortless to relax them, have a straight spine, slight activity in the stomach. And then consciously focus your attention on the breath. By the breath, I mean inhalation and exhalation. But we're not trying to change it or anything. Just allowing it to flow by itself. If you do notice that you start to tense up, take a long, deep breath and relax the body. And again, consciously focus attention on the breath. This is the main practice at first. We're not still meditating, but this is how we train our mind and our attention to focus on what actually brings calmness, right? Because as we maintain focus here, mind will start to calm down. The body will relax even further. And from that relaxation and calmness in the mind, the stillness will start to appear. In that stillness is a meditative state. We are allowing the moment to be here and now, not engaging with it, just noticing, just observing. So simply observe your breath flowing in and out, and that's it, while maintaining focus. Even so, thoughts may arise. Even so, there might be an internal dialogue. Even so, there might be tension. Maintain focus with your breath, noticing what is here and now. And that's the practice. After some time, you'll start to notice that you slip into a state that is effortless, where things flow. And we're not doing anything to make it flow. So the meditative state is effortless and light. It's alert and awake. So you're ready, right? You're relaxed, but you're ready. If you need to take action, you can take action. you're paying attention, but you're not analyzing, right? So with noticing the breath, we don't start with the mind to be like, oh, that was a short breath. Okay, that's a longer breath. Is that the right breath? Is that not the right breath? Okay, I should feel more. Is that okay? No analyzing, we're just observing. Basically letting go, just letting go, slicing through all that mind chatter. So in the meditative state, there's no wandering and there's no calculations, simply being here. Simply observation without expectation. So even though I mentioned a few results that I've experienced from my meditation, don't expect that to happen while you sit here. Simply spend your effort relaxing, focusing on the breath. Allow that time spent here of paying attention to the breath to relax your mind, to relax the body. And that's your main practice at first. So it's a non-doing space, but movement may happen. The body may move a bit. If it's something scratchy happens, you just scratch. But there's no need for thinking about it, no need to do things. And you see a picture here? I wanted to share that picture because as we become very still, the energy that's available here and now within the body, within the mind, within the heart, that's flowing in this moment, the awareness of that energy increases as we sit still in the meditative state. Okay. So there's some helping aids. If it's difficult, simply sit down to listen to the breath. There's some helping aids. I'm going to share a few of them with you. We already saw the first one, the breath, right? Listening to the breath is a very calm, gentle thing or happening to pay attention to. The breath is very gentle. It's in balance. It's constant flowing in and out. Now, there may be some pauses here and there, and they're beneficial to pay attention to as well. But it helps us to calm the mind, be slow down, relaxed. And because it's so subtle and gentle, you'll notice all the tension where you have unconscious tension, where the energy isn't open and free yet. So that's the breath. We also have something called Holo. What's the first thing I used? I started meditating and it wasn't really working for me. And then I saw Holo, which is a system where you put on headphones and the guy who created it makes it so that you actually access the same state as a Zen monk. So there's more explanation. If you want to know more about it, check out the description below. There's a link to Centerpoint, which is his homepage, where he describes this system. Works very great. You're paying more attention to what's going on in the headphones than your own breath, but it will relax your mind. It will help you to simply observe, not doing anything. And there's enough going on that your attention is being kept occupied. So there's Holo. There's also something called binaural beats. Similar to the system of Holo, but what I found online and on YouTube is that they try to induce a certain frequency or switch you through certain frequencies with two different sounds happening, two frequencies in the ears. And then in the middle of the mind, or in the middle of the brain, sorry, it will start to adapt to the difference of the two frequencies. And then you can choose, for example, 13 hertz, or you can choose alpha brainwaves or delta brainwaves. And that helps you to induce the right frequency in the mind and body. Yeah, but I've not experienced good benefits from doing so, but definitely it's something you should try out, see how it works for you. Now there's also cold water, and cold water is something that I noticed works very well to become very still. And you use the breath. When you go into ice water or extremely cold water, 10 degrees Celsius or below, what happens there is you need to take deep breaths to relax the body from the tension, from the shock, from the adrenaline rush that comes when you go in. And because it's so intense on the skin and for the body, your mind becomes very clear, very still, very direct. So you force the mind into a meditative state. Good for recognition of stillness, of being focused and alert. Now there's also breath work. You can do the Wim Hof method, which is a breath work where you do 30 quick breaths and then you hold it on an exhalation, and you'll experience a very deep sense of calmness, deep sense of relaxation, letting go of stress. And during the breath work, we're observing just like in a meditative state. There's more work to it, but it helps to clean up stress. If you have a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety built up over time, it can be very uncomfortable to meditate at first, which is good, by the way. The best meditation is usually where I feel the most uncomfortable. Why? Because I'm letting go of that tension. We become aware of something so we can change it and let it go or work with it. So there's breath work. And there's also more aids than that, but I just wanted to mention these 5. So when to practice and how much? Well, 5 minutes to 3 hours. And you go like 3 hours, are you sure? Depending on what you're curious to experience, right? 5 minutes, well, the increased awareness is there. Body will start to become much more relaxed. It's enough to completely relax the body, especially when you get good at it. 3 hours. Well, if you want to challenge yourself, really dive deep, really allow yourself to emerge into the state of stillness and see what might show itself, well, try out 3 hours. So when to practice? Morning, waking up. You want to train this ability to have conscious attention, right? It's a conscious intention of sitting down, being awake and alert. Focus upon the breath, open the energy flow in the body so we can relax. Focusing attention of the mind and simply sit with that, not doing anything. You can't fail in a sense, right? It will be your first success of the day. And also you're training your attention and focusing and having more space in your mind to whatever experiences are coming along the way throughout your day. So that will be your number one priority, right? To get that space, increased awareness, because it will benefit everything else that you want to achieve throughout your day. That increased awareness will help you to have better balance in your work. You'll start to notice if you slip off what you wanted to focus on and start doing something else to catch that, get back into the work. You'll also notice if you are getting tired and you need a little rest, right? 5 to 10 minutes, just giving space to whatever needs to have space. So in the mornings, very great time to practice meditation. And then also before bed. The flexibility and the ability to consciously change the state of your mind and the energy in your body will help you to have an improved sleep, going into states of alpha waves, theta waves, or delta brain waves. That helps to improve rest, improve sleep. Meditating before going to bed, you learn to let go of the day. So not bringing that with you in mind, because what you hold in mind just before you fall asleep, the mind will work on until you wake up again. So you can let go of the day, open up for the new, while also preparing the body and mind to rest, to rejuvenate, and integrate whatever has happened throughout your day of experiences, of work, learning. Everything can be integrated. It can be compartmentalized so you can pick it up again when you need to. Become a mind bender. If you really want to learn how to use your mind, not just meditation, but what you can use it for, how to integrate it into your daily life, please check out link below where we can have a talk, what it means to become a mind bender. You see, we have free your mind, mental health over here, step number 1. We have meditation, learning to use that positively. How about commitment? Yeah, and how to bring internal clarity and so forth. Meditation is one of the first practices. You'll see that here in the next slide. You see we work with consciousness. And the first skill over here is practice observing meditation. So you can rest as awareness, observe. So we can make changes into your daily life, into the way your mind works, your mindset, so it can work for you better. Okay, just wanted to make you aware of that. So the conclusion here, why meditate? Well, meditation is a practice which can be performed anytime and anywhere. Okay, so it's easy to go by, it's free, okay. It will train your willingness because it requires that to focus attention, right? So you also increase your focus, you increase your ability to keep attention, and you'll learn to consciously maintain that attention over time. Okay. Why meditate? You're using the breath as a focus point, right? So you teach yourself and your mind simply by focusing on something, the breath, you help it to relax, stay calm. And that in return helps to increase your awareness for what is happening here, meaning also increasing awareness for how you're performing, increasing awareness of how your projects are going, how your relationships are going. If it needs your attention, it needs action. But it gets more fun when we start actually to become still and start to notice the moment here. So we can put into the moment what we want, or we can take a break when we need so. Increased choice, right? So that's next one, improved decision-making and increased choices. The more we become aware of, the better choices we can make. And as we become more aware, we also know ourselves better, so we can even pick even further choices down the line that is in alignment with what we want more of. So that's improved decision-making. That's ultimately what you do all the time. How much? Why meditate? Well, a steady practice of 5 to 30 minutes a day over 6 days, 60 days, that will quickly bring results in terms of improved focus, ability to relax, will improve your memory, and you will also see a change in your emotional well-being if you meditate correctly. Okay, so why meditate? Well, here, hope you like the video here. Hope you like what I gave you. And thank you. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments below how you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.